come to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. Sabina Chege and Kanini Kega today held a meeting in Safari Park Hotel in what they called Summit at the Safari Park Hotel today in the afternoon, just to speak about who is the owner of Jubilee Party or who has the certificate of Jubilee Party. And that meeting, for the first time, they've called it NEC or whatever, it was given a wide berth by a host of MCS, MPs, and even the leaders. In fact, out of all those elected members, they nearly attracted half of the team that have been on their side. And again, with attracting other former members of that party. And if you see these photos, you could see even the team, the team that Nzuya, the former party chairman, Shaban, and Kutuny, the fellows that were even appointed in different state parastatals, who are supposed to be legally have ceded their party grounds, their party leader, party positions, are still acting, rather posturing as Jubilee party leaders. And the new drama is staged just on a catch-22 strategy, because yesterday there was a meeting that was held in Kiambu, and I think even Nation carried a story about inside plan by former President Uhuru Kenyatta to ensure that he rose back to the political scene by holding some rallies in Mount Kenya. And the plan that Jubilee was going to run some rallies in Mount Kenya seems to have not augured well by the host of the political class, who believe that Uhuru Kenyatta is just planning to upstage William Samoei Arap Ruto. So that meeting, I think I'm looking for that article. Yes, it was yes, I think it was in Standard, not Nation. Yes, this one here. Uhuru allies regroup and vow to fight Ruto's oppressive policies. So I want to say something here. Sabina Chege and the team are actually complaining on how Uhuru Kenyatta spent 700 million on Jubilee accounts for Azimio campaigns. And according to them, that money could have been used in Jubilee activities. Well, that was a political activity. And I want to tell this team, political party doesn't belong to leaders, to the elected leaders as they purport. In fact, immediately a leader is normally elected in office, from the next morning, he starts losing his popularity. So a political party belongs to the people. Sabina Chege and Kanini Kega, I wish you are listening to this. Instead of taking deep state resources to go and host MCS in some posh hotels, can you just go to the ground? The party belongs to the people. Yes, and that's what even Uhuru Kenyatta was saying. And my cue, Kenyans are not looking for a political party now. I don't think that's a priority. Kenyans are not interested in who is the party leader of party X or party Y. Kenyans are interested on what is your position on what's happening. For Kanini Kege and Sabina Chege, instead of wasting all this time trying to run these shenanigans, you should get a rallying call. What is your message? Jeremiah Kiuni Axis are saying, we don't support oppressive taxation regime by Kenya Kwanza. We don't support the NADCO report because it has not held and addressed the cost of living. And we want to go to the people, to empathize with the people of Mount Kenya and remind them about the political betrayal. That is what they have, a rallying call. So instead of jumping from one hotel to the other, Sabina Chege and Kanini Kega, with all due respect, what you guys need to do is get a message. What do you stand for, by the way? If you want to know what Kenyans want, what do you stand for? It is not about who is the party leader and who is not. You know, in fact, the reality is going to catch up with these fellows, because we are in 2024, 2025, again 2024, we're in 2023, we're getting 2024. Now it will be convenient. There comes a time where they will start chickening out one after the other, seeking other popular political parties to vie. I can tell you, Sabina Chege and these fellows might all leave whatever they are doing and head back, go to UDA, and be promised tickets and try to look. So instead of, if you believe in what you are saying, then don't just take your followers through all these shenanigans. What do you stand for? I want to say here that I appreciate the fact that Sabina Chege and Kanini Kega sacrificed. Yes, they sacrificed a big deal, because even Sabina Chege did not vie because she was running Sky team campaigns in the Azimio la Umoja team. And that is why sometimes I normally say, in the corridors, I will tell these people, let them hold those parliamentary positions. Let them just hold those positions. And she's been nominated. Now, her bone of contention is the fact that she was put as the chief whip. You know, the party has done a favor. Yes, you campaigned. You didn't vie for any seat because the party you were vying on, Jubilee, was unpopular by then in Murang'a. So it makes sense. But the Jubilee Party was also kind enough to nominate you. Now, what the Jubilee Party is asking here is, in the spirit of democracy and accountability and transparency, what you need to do, leave the position of the deputy minority whip, because you no longer whip against government. You are with government. It is a simple question. In fact, for me, I don't support any move to deny her, to take that nomination slot from her. But what the opposition team have been asking here is, there is no way you can run a minority agenda while you are not part of it. You had already crossed over, and they are saying they are working in the Ruto administration. Even Mimi Kanini Kega, I don't believe I don't subscribe to any move maybe to deny him that ALA position. They got it and they deserve it because they did their part. Yes, they did their part. They campaigned. But you know, you cannot be someone who doesn't have a stand. And that is where the problem is. Just get a snippet of what they were saying in those two events. In those events.
We cannot tell our people to go for maandamano or just not to work. We want to empower them through our respective assemblies. So the first one is to ensure that even the welfare, and we have done a commitment of all our MCAs will be your first champions, and we will fight so that your welfare is looked at, so that you're also able to stand for your people at the grassroots, because we are the nearest people who are at the grassroots. Secondly, for our members of parliament, we have also committed issues about the budgets, issues about the concerns of Kenyans. We'll be going to the grassroots, and once we get what the people want, we have the power to go lobby at the floor of the House, to go and pass laws that are friendly to the people. The internal party mechanism be established to investigate the issue of our party funds to the tune of over 700 million Kenya shillings that were irregularly transferred to private hands and to Azimio campaign the last election, instead of being used to support party aspirants. And some of our positions that we lost was because there was no support. And these people also are witness that they were not supported during the elections. And that the relevant party organs will take action against some of our former officials who are interfering with the leadership of the committee membership of our MCAs in different county assemblies. And we want to urge our MCAs not to be intimidated. This neck, they will stand for you because they want the party to grow. And finally, I want to say that we, as the elected Jubilee members of Parliament, we want to wish all Kenyans a very Merry Christmas, a bountiful New Year, and we want to say the work has just started, and Jubilee ni sisi, Jubilee ni yetu, na tunakuja mashinani. Asanteni sana.
As much as we are independent, and we are happy that we have been recognized as an independent party, political party. We are also working very closely with the government because we have been in government ourselves. Jubilee is an immediate former party. In fact, most of the infrastructural development is courtesy of Jubilee. And it will be full hard for us not to support some of the good things that are being done by the government. If the government is doing something good, we will beseech our members to support. But if the government is not doing something good, we want to beseech you also members to also tell the government when they are not doing something right. So we are happy today to report to you as Jubilee members, because Jubilee members, or Jubilee, not Jubilee, a party is defined by elected leaders, not former. You don't define a party by former members. You don't even define a party by a former president. You don't define a party by former MCAs or former MPs. No, you define a member by the sitting MPs or the sitting leaders. And that is the reason you are the third largest party. So for the former MP for Daragwa, Honorable Kioni, to go around reporting that he is representing Jubilee, we want to assure the people out there that he is the one who is lost.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Jubilee machinani is giving Ruto sleepless nights. And you know, if I was not privy to this, but I can tell you, if you listen to speeches there, people were saying they were just coming, and there were so many apologies. Even the media invite of that meeting was done last minute. Personally, today, you know, we were in that WhatsApp group, and I was like, if I would have received it early, I think I would have gone. Yes, today I would have attended. It was done last minute, and there are some handful of journalists who are there. Some were even, I understand some were even blocked by, you know, for some other reasons. So Uhuru Kenyatta and the team have decided we've got our message and we're going to tell them, we are going back to the people. So what Sabina Chege and his good friend Kanini Kega should do, just save Kenyans and save your good supporters these shenanigans. You know very well, Uhuru Kenyatta is the party leader. What you're simply doing is just a drama. You know, just trying to stage dramas left, right, and center. What you do, go to the ground. Sabina Chege, go to Muranga. Kanini Kega, go to Nyeri. Talk to people about what you believe. You defend Kenya Kwanza. Go and defend Kenya Kwanza policies in public. Go and defend Kenya Kwanza to the people. I heard them saying about they don't subscribe to Mandamano or something that the Jubilee Axis is saying, that the Axis is saying. And they were even saying that they don't, really that there is a clash, no clash between the two sides. I'm like, you cannot. But it is a blessing in this case for the other axis of Jubilee, because the more the fight for Jubilee is going on between Jubilee A and Jubilee B, it's actually creating the Jubilee as an agenda. And it's actually kicking out the UDA. However, the other side that are going to the ground are the ones that are getting it. Because, honestly, let me say, you know, I saw Kanini, Sabina Chege and the team bragging the way they have a national outlook, which is true. Do you know the Jeremiah Kioni axis is so solely talking to Kikuyus in Mount Kenya? That is what they are doing. They're simply talking to Kikuyus in Mount Kenya. And their message is very clear. Sympathy, empathy that we are betrayed. I want to tell you guys why Kenya Kwanza is having a big problem with the Jubilee Manishinani initiative. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. Thank you very much for your support, for those who support us from different parts of the country, different parts of the world. We don't take it for granted. May I remind you about Adopt a Family initiative. Adopt a Family is just an idea. It is something that was done, I think, for most of us who are in the philanthropy space. We really did this during COVID-19. So what the idea is normally very simple. You pick 2 or 3 families, and from just during this festive season, from what you had budgeted, if you had a budget probably of 10,000 to buy food for your place, you can reduce it to 5, reduce on some expenditure, and use 5,000. 5,000 can do a 2,500 budget for 2 families, or even 3. Then you send to 2 families. So in your own initiative, and I'm glad of, where's my phone? Yes, I'm glad of some few members that had really embraced it. Yes, I think, is it Massachusetts? There is this street in Texas. Yes, Texas. Yeah, they had reached out and they say, Kevin, me, I'm adopting 7, and I think the other one is adopting 2. Then there is Mercy, is also adopting, I think, 3, yes, something. So, I'm glad people are taking it. You know, sometimes it's not about just giving to Fanya project. No. In your individual capacity, you can always do something. And even using this platform as a message of adding that voice is something very important. And that is why I know under the Bold, as a member of Bold Network, during this festive season, we're not running any fundraiser. We're just telling you that adopt a family. Support 2 or 3 that you can in individual capacity. Now, why the other side have a problem with Jubilee Mashinani? Number 1, Mount Kenya betrayal message is deep. And that is brewing the rebellion. And that rebellion does not even spare them. The fact that someone is running a betrayal message in Mount Kenya is giving people sleepless nights. Because people feel that betrayal. And that is why someone have a problem. That, you know what? If you listen to what Paul Njoroge was saying yesterday, is that there seems to be other voices coming up. And that is a big problem for them. Betrayal message. And that betrayal message is key because, you know, I said that it's true. You know what Jubilee Access is saying, the Radiomaisha team are saying, makes a lot of sense. They've been saying there's some projects. Mau Mau Road is yet to be completed. While it was started, and I think they have done almost 75%. Whatever the revenue is a very small percentage. And it's supposed to help many counties. They're asking the question. They're saying there's some other projects like dam projects when Alice Wahome in the Minister of Water that was supposed to be done in the Mount Kenya, and that budget was rerouted. No one, not even the Sabina-Kanini, can confront and ask William Ruto the tough questions on that. So I think even the Jubilee side, the Radiomaisha team are doing the Lord's work. They're doing the work that this other team should be doing. Because this other team have access to the president. They've been reaching William Ruto. They're the ones that should be telling the president, you know, look here, you are getting it right, you are getting it wrong. We are getting it wrong on this front. Number 2, I think the Jubilee stand in NADCO report is appealing to the public. And by the way, I want to tell you, if there is something that has given Raila biggest nightmare, dilemma, is NADCO report. Because the public are not interested in that thing. You know, the public are not interested even in referendum. They are not interested in leader of opposition. They are not interested. They've even lost hope on that election reforms. They only want someone who can tell William Ruto to twinkle with the policies, to blink kidogo, to listen to the public. That's what Kenyans want. And Jubilee has maintained their stand. We reject it in total. If there is no cost of living, we are not into it. Now, that is creating a public appeal. So what these fellows are doing, and what I think even the entire team have dispatched, why this team have been dispatched, is to try to suppress the voice of Jubilee. They try to suppress even the caliber, the voice of Jubilee in the country, because the Jubilee Access is getting a lot of attention. They're getting media coverage, and that is something that doesn't work well for them. Number 2, I think the big problem, and I want to say, the big problem, and allow me to call them busybodies, these 2 busybodies are facing, is that they have a messaging crisis. Simple. They don't have anything to tell the public, their supporters. So they have resorted to these dramas, and they can also not see them being relegated. Well, there is no message. You know what I've been saying. Let's assume today that the Jubilee, Uhuru Kenyatta says, okay, fine, let's close the Jubilee, the Radiomaisha team just to shut. Let's leave the Sabina-Kanini team to run programs and do something. You know, if those who are elected in UDA are silent, they cannot defend William Ruto in public. They don't have a message. When they take microphone, they only speak about the dramas, how Raila has refused to accept defeat, how Raila, I don't know, maandamano. You know, people still stupidly around those things. Those are the things they speak about now. Without mentioning Raila and maandamano, these two guys don't have any other thing to say. So that is the crisis Nani have, the Sabina Chege and the team have, because they don't have a message. What is your rallying call? What do you want the people to listen to? What are you saying? What is your solution? What is your position? What is your message? The messaging crisis is why they are doing all these dramas. And lastly, I think someone wants to shift the attention of voters into party politics. It's not yet time for party politics. Imagine it's not. For who is the Secretary General? Who is the Speaker? Who is the Secretary General? Who is the party leader? What the hell do Kenyans need? Do Kenyans need to know who is the party leader? Even, do you think Jubilee supporters are so keen on who is the party leader of Jubilee Party? Let's even assume even if Uhuru Kenyatta is to leave. You know, are they even interested in it? And people think that when they try doing this, they're going to pick a fight with Uhuru Kenyatta, and so Uhuru Kenyatta would get agitated. And no, I don't think the son of Mama Ngene is even interested in this shenanigans. So if you believe fair that you have the interest of the party, stop moving these hotels, end up ground, hold meetings. Thank you.